popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. What's up, little biscuits and sun-dried tomatoes? It's your boy, Eddie Collins.
Guys, and it's Justin Brown.
And we are Medium Popcorn spoiler movies. And you know that because you heard that amazing thriller cover. You know, you two won't let us be great, but you will. You know, you can support the show because we can't get any monetization.
Yeah, they shut that shit down.
Yeah. Support the show by going to patreon.com/Medium Popcorn. Subscribe to one of them tiers, baby. Get yourself some extra butter and audio loving in your ears. And
if you're feeling so inclined, go over to coffee.com/Medium Popcorn. Show us a little love over there as well. Drop a donation. Donate.
There's so many options for you. But and there's also so many options for us to die, apparently, because that's what Final Destination's all about. I'm surprised you never reviewed this movie, man.
You know what? It's funny because, like, I've seen this movie a bunch of times, but for some reason in my head, I always thought the first one was the one on the highway, which made us all scared to drive behind those trucks with logs.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually just talking to because I was doing a background on FBI the other day. We, for some reason, we were talking about Final Destination, and I was talking about how I was surprised that the second one with the highway, and I guess we're going to start reviewing all these movies now since we're starting with the first one. That's the one that freaks people out the most. But I guess it makes sense because people drive typically more than they even fly. Because some people have I've never taken a plane, but they will drive, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's flying. Like flying is a huge fear of mine. Folks that are listening to this podcast, they may or may not know. I've talked about it briefly, but my father actually passed away in a plane crash. So,
a helicopter, all right.
It was a helicopter, yeah. But still,
but it's flying. He's in
aerial crashing and dying, and it's all scary. You know.
Yeah. So I actually had a huge fear of flying for a long time because when the first flight I ever went on, like a month before TW8 flight 800 or whatever blew up off the coast of Long Island. So then I'm like a 9, so I'm like fucking terrified. I was terrified. So but I feel like now, so I didn't fly again after that until I went to Marine Corps OCS, and I remember on that plane. What's that?
How many years was that between your fear of flying and like when you actually flew again?
Only it's like 10 years.
Jesus. You didn't fly for 10 years?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't travel like that? Or you just drove to places?
We mostly drove to places, but also my parents went on vacations. They didn't take us fucking knucklehead kids. But after that, then I started doing all this traveling for work and whatnot. And I kind of just got into the space and was like, all right, like I got to deal with this. And I had this thing where I'd always just fall asleep. So I just fall asleep immediately, and then I'd wake up right before we're supposed to land. It's like clockwork. Paul's just like, how do you fucking sleep like this on planes? I still do it today.
Oh yeah. So yeah, for flying for me, I mean, like I was heavily traumatized, but I used to travel a lot. So like I was pretty okay with flying. Like my ears would sometimes pop and that made me uncomfortable and nervous a little bit. But when I was in college, I might have shared this story in the podcast before, but a bunch of our friends, we went to Europe. And so we were flying from London to Paris on Ryanair, which is like even worse than airlines.
I know.
And we did like this weird thing, like in Lost, where like half of us were in the front of the plane, the other half were in the back. And we were all hungover as shit. It was like 5 a.m. in the morning and shit. And clear skies, bro. Clear skies. And out of nowhere, we just started dropping. And but it's like dropping and then like going up a little bit. Dropping like violently.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been in one of those.
People are whimpering. Like the flight attendants, like the few that are there are like crying. I was like, what is fucking happening? Am I about to die? Like, and why? Like, it's beautiful outside. And so, like, eventually it stabilizes. But like, mind you, we go like 8 minutes of this, right? So like my anxiety is crazy. And then like unannounced, the pilot just goes on the speaker, 8 minutes. And we're like, to what? Like, we're like, what is going on? No additional context. We eventually landed like 40 minutes later or whatever, but Yeah, man. It wasn't even that long of a flight. It was like an hour or something.
That's crazy.
Dude, and
You know.
I was freaked out after flying like with that. And so I would take like indica edibles and stuff, just chill out and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I could probably just take CBD like to because I've said this story. Like I'm not gonna say the whole story, but I've told a story about getting high off of a friend of the show, Tommy's peanut butter weed, and like
Yes,
had a
yes, yes.
terrible experience at JFK where I was listening to Ja Rule at 5 in the morning and crying in the corner.
Cry for me, cry
I
for me.
was, I was, I was in the corner crying, eating a sausage McMuffin from McDonald's, just scared that someone was going to arrest me. It was a nightmare, man. And my friend Mike had some of the peanut butter weed. Tommy gave us some devil weed because this nigga thought his flight from New York to Vegas,
Mm.
that when it got to Vegas, this dude thought his plane landed and then took off again 3 times. I'm like, at first, like we were like, wow, that's crazy. But then like we look, that's categorically impossible.
They don't do that. They
They
don't do
don't
that.
do that. They never do that. So yeah. But Final
Um,
Destination. What story were you
no,
gonna say?
real quick. I was on a plane. I think it had to be about like just maybe like 2 years ago that was dropping out of the sky like that. And like this, like where I'm at is it's like, well, there's nothing I could do. I just kept my eyes closed and was like, if I wake up in the afterlife, I wake up in the after. I'm just like, I'm at this point, I'm just in a fake sleep.
I mean, I think it is like for flying, especially. It's like when you're a type A personality like me, like where you need control, like because a lot of trauma and stuff in your life.
Mm,
Like flying is like the one of the most ultimate. Like you have to give away control. Like there's
yeah.
nothing you can do. Like you're in someone
Yeah.
else's hand. You're in God's hands. What
Hmm.
Steve Harvey didn't he have that bit about? It's sometimes it's your time. It's like, but what happens if it's the pilot's time? um, but yeah, man, this movie when it first came out in 2000, it freaked me the fuck out. I remember seeing this in the theater and like it was really cool because it was like the beginning of a new horror franchise, and I'd never seen anything like this before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I
Well,
remember
it's
the
also
audience.
because there is no monster. There,
Yeah,
it's like death. And yeah.
yeah, but this one is different than the sequels that come after it, which is that Death kind of like cleans up like not his traps, but his work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when he kills the friend and like takes the water that like was coming out of the toilet back
Hmm.
into like the funnel and stuff like that. Like that was like, oh, like double the Death doesn't really do that anymore. I will say this is one of the like horror franchise that did go off the rails pretty quickly. I would say after the third one, things get really crazy.
Yeah.
Even though the last
Yeah.
one before Bloodlines came out had a great ending that circled back to the first movie. I thought that was brilliant. The movie before
Okay.
that sucked. But
And we never got any of these characters in the same in like the films after, other than Ali Larter, right?
yeah, we get Clear Rivers. She's in the second one for a little bit. I gotta say, like watching this movie, like again, I greatly enjoyed it. Like I like the first one. I think Bloodlines is almost as good, if not better than the original. Honestly, like Bloodlines is really fucking good, and we'll eventually get to reviewing that one. Um, the only main issue I have with rewatching this is it made me realize how bad Ellie Larter is in this. She's really bad. She looks weird. It's before she got her teeth fixed. And so she got this little like chiclet teeth thing going on. She has like a
Yeah.
poo face
Yeah.
the whole
He's
time.
like, there's something about you that I really like.
Yeah.
I forgot his fucking name.
And
This is like, who are you?
but this movie really does work because of a few things. One, I think James Wong, who directed this, like just was in his bag when he put this together. I think like, time pacing, I think like the setup of the deaths is really effective. I think the editing is really brisk. Like there's not really a slow part except for when it like clears, like talking about her backstory and stuff, because it's just poorly executed and delivered by Ali Larter, right? But Devin Sawa, man, he made this movie because he plays it so straight. Like you believe that this kid like is overwhelmed by like what he's able to do with the premonition stuff, but also that he's going crazy. And he's a
Also,
high
like,
schooler. Living like the
yeah,
Unabomber in the third act. Fucking
but
eating
also
out of
like,
cans.
but Brandon, like, he's doing just wild shit. This is also like, all
Oh yeah,
right,
he was.
the teacher's like, she's gonna die. Da 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 da. Da. They're like, all right. Well, first of all, the nigga who plays that cop, he is the weirdest dude in the face on the face
Which
of the earth.
one? The black
The
dude?
light skinned, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
light skinned. He's just like, he always is just like, hi.
Yeah. Roger
I'm just like,
Smith. He's in all the Spike Lee movies. Yeah, man. I think we've been on set a bunch of times in different capacities. He seems like the actor that definitely is not fun to be around. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he maybe does a
yeah.
decent job, but like, yeah, he's not the kind of dude like you want to have a tea with. You know what I mean? Or hang out in
Okay,
the
but
trailer
here's a
with.
question, Brandon. Does he do a decent job?
I
Does he?
think I don't know, man. He seems kind of like he doesn't really take direction well. I'm just speculating, right? I'm just speculating because that's not the direction I've been going with that role, especially playing off the other agent. It didn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Like their dynamic
He was
was
just
really weird.
he he was just really weird. Every scene he was in, I was just like, "Yo, what is this guy's deal?"
I mean, for me,
Please.
it's fine. It kind of works. I mean, I will say the black dudes in this movie are out of their fucking minds. Tony Todd is great as William Bloodworth in
Yeah.
this movie, but I mean, his fading hairline aside, he is fucking nuts. When he pulls out that like blood whatever thing from the friend's neck, from Todd's neck,
Mhm.
and he's like, "You don't want to fuck with that Mac Daddy." He's referring to death. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, and I remember Devin Sawa, like he claps his hands like, all right, we gotta go. I was like, that's the right, that's the right. Because white people sometimes are like, tell me more. I'm like, no, no, no. Like you
Tell
need to
me
get the
more. Tell me more.
you need to get the fuck out of there, Alex. Um, yeah, man. And I love like the whole Carter Alex rivalry because that really pays off at the end.
Honestly, I don't like it. I
Oh,
think it's
really?
really fucking stupid. I
Okay.
Carter is the bully, right? The
Yeah,
high
Kerr
school.
Smith
Yeah.
from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. I think that he plays that ridiculous. And like his anger
It's
or
insane.
discontent towards everyone else is just out of control. Also,
I'm never
he's a
gonna die.
fucking
You're definitely gonna die. Like,
yeah.
in a horror movie,
Well,
like
yeah, yeah. So that's exactly what that's the famous last words.
yes.
So, but like, there's no reason for him to be acting the way that he acts throughout most of this film. And also, there's no reason him acting the way that he acts, looking and being the person he is. Because he get his ass whooped by regular niggas at school. You don't need to be a jock to whoop that ass. Like, I don't know. I guess I also have a problem with like, was it early 2000s this came out? Yeah, actually 2000. And you have they cast these guys as the jock, the bully, and it's like you would never be the jock. You would never be like get a guy who you'd be like, oh yeah, I can see people being afraid of that kid. I would slap this kid in the middle of class. Like, who is this guy?
Why
I
are you
hate,
slapping
I
kids?
hate. No, I'm just well. I did one time slap this kid
I
in the
know you
middle of
told this
class,
to me.
but I just don't believe him. I don't believe anything that he does. And
Okay, fair enough.
his little, it's like, oh, I'm angry for what?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
oh,
you grew up in the suburbs. There were some white kids that were just angry. You never got their full backstory or anything like that, but you just like they were just upset at life and upset at people. You know what I mean?
Brandon, I'm gonna tell you right now, I went to a very let's say prestigious high school, but I with kids who drive up in a fucking brand new BMW for their
Hmm.
first vehicle.
Yep.
Kids who had all of like the quintessential like I'm I'm better than you, the bully because of X, Y, and Z. Nobody acted like this. Nobody acted like this. And this is in Long Island in the I guess what late 90s, early 2000s. I graduated 2002. So it's just like, yeah, nah, this is not a thing. This is not how they act.
Yeah.
And I know because they're going for that same thing because this is based in Long Island.
Well, what do you think is more unrealistic? Was it Carter and like the Sean William Scott playing Billy Hitchcock because a bunch of these characters are based off of famous horror characters and directors and
Yeah.
stuff like that? Is it their performances or is it Halloween Ends when they had the fucking band kids who were the bullies to that one dude,
Yeah.
which is still like one of the craziest character. Like, did you see these
You
band
know,
kids get out of car and be like, "Hey, older kid, buy us liquor, we're gonna beat the shit out of you." Like,
it's
what?
like, what?
You played a tambourine. Like,
You
which
know what's
was
funny
worse?
though? I don't know. It may be the band kids, but I would say Sean William Scott actually he played it.
He was great.
Yeah, I think he was actually he probably
No,
gave the best performance in this. I think
that's
he was most believable.
that's Devin Sawa. Because
Do you think so?
yeah,
You really think so?
in my notes, actually, I wrote down at one point, these agents are investigating Alex, but they really should maybe be investigating fucking Billy over here because Billy conveniently keeps popping up everywhere. Like when Alex is running out of the teacher's house when it's about to blow up, Billy's just riding on his bike. I'm like, nigga, are you deaf? Because like he's everywhere. Like he pop. I mean, when they all pop up at that cafe before old girl gets hit with the bus, I'd be like,
Mhm.
yo, something's fucking like the universe is fucking with us, right? We shouldn't all be at the same spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like,
granted, it seems like a
go the
small
other
little
way.
town in Long Island or wherever the fuck, but I'm like, hey, we need to ask some questions, right? When
Yeah,
that
I
girl
mean,
got hit, when that girl got hit by that bus, bro, in the movie theater, people freaked the fuck out, and they actually had to. The director had to extend the Alka-Seltzer scene to allow people to get their bearings. I remember in the theater, people were still rattled by that. Like it took a few seconds for people to like get their bearings about what just happened
like,
because it's
oh,
so fast and violent. And I think that's there's some very effective jump scares in this movie.
yeah,
You know,
definitely
because
so.
some people overuse them and stuff in horror, but like this is actually like really, really solid. Especially with like Todd's body like jerks at the in the
Oh
morgue
yeah,
and shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
that and stuff. Which Tati and I were watching this movie, and like Todd's death scene in the bathroom, they were like, oh, he had claw, like he was like, claw marks, like he was reaching, like trying to get it off. And like Alex is like, oh, so it wasn't a suicide. I'm like, that would still happen even if he intentionally hung himself, right? Because your body just naturally tries to save itself,
Mm,
right? Like if I intentionally hang myself, my body's natural reaction goes still would be to try to like loosen it up. No one's mental, like all the things that your body goes
yeah,
through when you're like ending it. I imagine like your
true.
body is going to naturally just try to defend itself.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
That was
there
kind
is
of a weird
truth to,
line.
yeah, there's truth to that.
That is the
There
sucky
is
way to
definitely
die,
truth.
though.
Yeah, but also at the same time, all he needed to do was put his foot on the side of the wall, and then he could have got out of the bath.
Just
No, seriously.
put your foot on the side
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put your foot aside and just push yourself out, and then you
or
can just go.
swing really
Yeah.
hard. Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean that
I
yeah, because
mean,
the shower head wasn't that strong. I imagine.
yeah. And then also on top of that, it's just like, oh well. Actually, one thing I did like is like how you see the blood go into his eyes,
Yeah,
how
that
his eyes
freaked
got
me the
red.
fuck out, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody's seen a hanging before.
I mean, yeah, the deaths are pretty gnarly in this movie.
Yeah.
The only issue I had with the Billy Hitchcock character was his death is spoiled in the trailer. I remember seeing the trailers for this movie, and if you watch the old trailer, you see the license plate going towards his face. And there's some
Oh
things
yeah,
where like
yeah, yeah.
there's some things like when like Alex is pulling car out the car where you're like, there's no way that that's gonna work. Like he's gonna be okay. They magically say that happens, but then like the license plate, so it's like it's just very frustrating, like kind of the spoilers in the trailers and stuff like that at the
Yeah.
time.
But also, there was no reason for him to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive like an idiot, and I'm just gonna die anyways. We're all gonna." It's like, what are you doing? It
Yeah.
made zero sense.
Well, he's
It
a
made
fucking.
zero fucking
And
sense.
even though he's 27 at the time he filmed this, he's supposed to be playing a teenager. Remember, do you remember how fucking stupid everyone was when they had cars and just being 17, 18 in high school, man? I think about it all the time. There were so many near death experiences I had driving with somebody. I've almost been hit several times by a bus. Like that old girl got hit. Oh, just like a week ago, I almost got hit by a bus. But fucking helping you with the fucking dog treats and shit. I almost got hit by a bus. Nigga. Do you know how bad that would have been for you to have to come on this media popcorn podcast and be like, hey guys, Brandon got hit by a bus giving out treats samples.
It's like, guys. So basically, what happened was I tried to help Brandon out and get him some money, and this nigga went on and got himself killed. What do you mean, Jesse? What happened? He hit by a bus, guys. Actually, you know what? The worst part is be having to tell Tati that hey, Tati, you're a widow. Like that would be nuts.
Yeah,
That'd be
man.
nuts.
She would hate you forever
What would she hate me for?
because
I'm not the nigga who got hit by a bus. Look both ways. Look both ways.
oh my
That
god,
I think the worst phone call I ever had to make in my entire life was I got into a
you told this
bad car
story.
accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to call my friend's mom. Man, that shit still bothers me just
What
thinking about it.
Well, that's the thing too about this fucking movie. Like with Todd, who only has one D in his name, that was really annoying. I'm like, who made up these
Yeah.
names? Todd with one D, Clear Rivers. Like, fuck you. I mean, I still enjoy this movie, but like, there's some things where I was like, come the fuck on. Uh, his dad is like furious because his brother, played by Brendan Furr from Roswell, dies in a plane crash.
Yeah.
Um, and he's like furious at Alex. I'm like, Alex saved your son. You know what I mean? Like everyone's looking at Alex like he's the fucking devil, but I'm like, if he had this vision and it saved lives. Yes, it's freaky as fuck. But at the same time, like be happy that you're alive. Be happy that you have at least one son. I mean, that son dies
Yeah.
immediately after, which
Well,
is whew, that's a rough week. That's a rough week
yeah.
for the Wagner family.
It's just like, hey, we just got over one funeral. It was like, plan another.
And if you don't have life insurance on those kids, oof.
No, you have life insurance. I mean, it seemed like they were pretty well off, so I think that they were fine.
Yeah, yeah. Especially Clear Rivers, even though her parents aren't around, she's fucking over here making metal art or some shit.
Okay, that's the other thing. Where, in what world does this girl just live in a fucking cabin by herself? She doesn't have any parental she has no parental guidance
No one's
or
around. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Like, what's up with that?
yeah.
Like, what
Her
is it?
dad died, and then she had an abusive stepfather or something like that. Like she has
And
that
then
whole
her mom,
monologue.
yeah, then her mom like ran away with this other guy. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's so poorly delivered by Ali Larter, who's gotten slightly better as an actress. Like honestly, in my personal opinion, on Landman, she's the worst actor on the show. But they just have
Okay.
her in a bikini the whole fucking time, which is kind of weird. Her and her daughter are just in bikinis the whole time or underwear. Um, the daughter on Landman is a fucking problem though. Like that, she's got to put some clothes on, man. It's uncomfortable, and it makes all the men on the show uncomfortable. It's hilarious because Billy Bob's her dad. Do you watch Landman?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Oh my god! You know, like the guy who's living at the house was like the accountant or whatever the fuck. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, can you
Yeah.
please tell your daughter to put clothes?
That was like the first or second
Yeah,
episode. It was just
he's
like,
like,
yeah, you can, hey,
all the
hey.
dudes are coming in the house are like, Jesus Christ. Um, all right, we gotta talk. Let's start at the beginning. Um, this is an old throwback when the movies took a long time with the title credits. Like the title credits are at least like 2 minutes long. I was like, damn, okay. But it's a lot of foreshadowing and like,
Mm-hmm.
with the hung monkey and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here. Um, and they kind of get quickly to it, right? With like everyone's at the airport, they're like getting on, they're going to the airport, they get on the
Yeah.
plane. You introduce like, people being like, oh, there's no way that we're gonna like crash. And like Todd's a horn dog. He's like, we gotta take a shit before we go on this flight because we might end up fucking some chicks on the plane. I'm like, dude, no one's fucking you, Todd. All right.
Yeah.
Even though I think
He just looks sweaty and nasty
yeah,
for
he
no
did.
good.
But I will say, like, I think when at their funeral, I thought we're talking about the best performances in this movie. I actually thought Chad Danella, who like hasn't really done much in a while. I actually thought like his performance in that scene when he's like, reconnecting with Alex because they, because of the dad, like won't let him talk to Alex anymore. I thought that was a really
Hmm.
like well acted scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
I was
thought
like,
that was
oh,
good.
yeah. I was like, where's this kid? Like, that's what I like about this movie, especially the first one. It's very grounded. Like, it's absurd and it goes wackadoodle places, but it is fairly grounded for a horror film. Like, it's played kind
Yeah.
of straight, I think
Yeah.
that's when
I
it's
mean,
most effective.
for the most part, but it's like, but then like you have uh I just call him the bully. What's his Carter, right? Yeah. Like his
Yes, Carter.
performance is really it doesn't make sense. It really
Okay.
doesn't make sense in the context of this film. Doesn't make sense in the context of just like everyday life. Like the way he was acting made zero fucking sense. And like that's the thing that was kind of bothering
Fair.
me about like, like everything that he was doing was like, why? Like why?
That's so funny that you focus on that. Like, I was focused on so many other random things, like the timing of the crash from Alex's vision to when it actually blows up in real life didn't like quite line up because when they take off to when the plane starts shaking and actually blows up,
Mm-hmm.
it's at least like I would say 2.5 minutes. Whereas in real time, the plane takes off and immediately explodes. It explodes when it's like in ascendance, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different than like the way it's executed. Um, in the vision, but like maybe that's
But
like
but
a
if But if they, well, yeah, and because also it's just like the what you call it, the door, the side of the plane rips off, and then somebody gets, like two, three people get pulled out of the plane and shit like that. It's like if that were the case, then they're they could actually kind of survive
Oh
because
man.
if this is JFK, there is a possibility that they fell into the water.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I did write down my notes then with the teacher's like, "Are there any survivors?" I'm like, "Lady, you saw that explosion. Like, it broke the glasses. It broke the
Well,
windows
which
at JFK." Like, which is a
yeah, the
great scene.
Sonic.
When
Yeah, I
he's
was
like,
about to say the
when
same thing.
Billy's like, oh shit," and it's, I was like, "Man, this
Yeah,
movie rocks."
yeah, yeah. That was a great scene, but also at the same time, why would he have had known to drop to the ground? You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't have been
Because
prepared
Billy
for
is
that
dead.
Sonic.
Billy is deaf. I'm telling you, man. That actually would have been like, if they wanted to go really crazy, that could have been a twist. What's
Oh, it's
going on?
calling me now. She's my new mom.
You need to answer. You need to talk to Paul on the
No, no, no.
podcast.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to her later.
Speaking of romantic partners, Valerie Luden, the teacher,
Mhm.
the girlfriend I ended up having, because this came out like my sophomore year in high school. The girlfriend I ended up having, like starting junior year, she looked like a younger version of the teacher. I remember like telling her that I'm like, you look like a younger version of the woman from Final Destination. She's like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, don't worry about it. She had a pretty rough death. You don't need to see
Just shh.
that. Why did she have such a rough death, dude? She had like a brutal fucking death, man.
Yeah, death was just like you gonna die.
Like, what did Miss Luden do that we don't know about? Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It was just like, oh, somehow her throat got slit and she's
With the
walking
computer
around the house.
class.
That's nuts. That was nuts. Did she
And she's played
did
a
she
John Denver album. It's fucking crazy.
she falls to the floor and then the knife sticks in her and
And
then
then
he
she
shows up
blows up.
and then he's just like and then Def's just like not today nigga and then knocks the chair down on her which sends the knife deeper into her and then yeah did she blow that's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, and then Alex, mind you, Alex has already been taken into custody because he was tinkering, like he was checking her car, which is mad sus. I'm like, Alex, you're not playing this the right way.
Yeah, like what was he thinking? What was he think? He's like, oh, she's gonna die. It's like, so I'm just gonna openly just stalk around the front of your house. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was pretty
And then
nuts.
again, I know I said it earlier, but he's just like, somebody's gonna die and I have to stop it. Da, da, da. And the police is just like, well, then go. And then he runs out of there and it just runs directly to her house. It's like, what are you going to do? Also, you've already been implicated in this. If anything happens to her, the best thing he could have done is just stayed where he was.
Yeah,
Because then the police would have been like, well, you were here. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
I've been here. Death is trying to kill people.
Yeah.
I can't stop it if I'm stuck here.
And it didn't help that he was at Todd's house because he had like a vision of Todd, like when the newspaper gets cut up in the fan and stuff, and it says
Yeah.
Todd, and it happens to be with one D. And I was like, does this nigga only have one D in his name? And then they confirmed it. I was like, this is insane. But
But hold on.
yeah,
And even when Todd dies, but at the same time, he was outside. He just showed up. Like Ali Lauder was there, hiding
that was
behind a
crazy.
tree, which was weird. He's like, "Hey, hey, Alex."
I did one one thing quickly. With HD and everything now, you see how much acne Devin Sawa has. It's a bit jarring and a big screen. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, it
yeah,
is
it
what it
happens.
is.
It
I mean,
happens.
he's fucking kid.
To the thing about Todd's death, though, one, why is that kid always taking a shit? Like we found, like he takes a shit in the bathroom. I'm just like, Jesus Christ! And then it like zooms down to the toilet leaking water. I was like, this guy's always evacuating. But then why was he grooming at night? Like he's clipping his nose hairs, and then he like it seems seemingly intentionally cuts himself shaving. I was like, what are you doing? You clean shave. What are you doing? Like that was such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
weird.
yeah. No,
Like obviously it's to freak us out about what's going to happen, what's going to kill him. But like it's the first kind of final destination death, so you don't quite know what's going to happen. And so once you get an idea of this is how it works, but it is weird in retrospect watching the setup for his death, where you're like, why are you what? You just intentionally like cut yourself, right? Like no one shaves like that. Yeah, like I was just like, is he getting off and like cutting himself? Like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, but at the same time, Brandon, who knows what he had the next day? Because a lot of times I'll shave my head at night if I,
Oh, okay.
depending on what I have going on the next day. Or it's just
Interesting.
like, all right, and like let me get my shave out of the way now, so I don't have to do it in the morning.
Oh, see, I like doing everything in the morning. It's like a great way to refresh yourself and
Yeah,
everything.
well, because it also depends on what time I have to be places. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So
yeah.
it's just like, why am I gonna, well, also I gotta shave my head, shape all this shit up and whatnot. So it's just like it's gonna take me like a good like half hour. Is like so I'm trying to expedite the process of just
Yeah.
like wake up and get the fuck out. So it's like I'm not gonna chastise him for shaving at night. It's like, but also at the same time, is like, why is he shaving in the first place? Because he has nothing.
Yes. Yeah. It was insane. It was completely
Yeah.
insane, dude. Um, yeah, I'm just like very confused by that. I did I ever tell you the story about when I was in college? It was like my sophomore year. Um, and
Pay attention to everyone.
I fucked up. No, it's like nothing crazy. I fucked up
Okay,
though,
just
like
make
with
sure.
my alarm. Cause like I used to have to wake up like at 6:30 to catch the 7 a.m. shuttle from Manhattan to Queens, right?
Mm.
And I fucking like my alarm didn't go off and I like just woke up in the middle of the night freaking out thinking I was running late. So I run to the bathroom. I do like a shave like a shave and everything like that. I get fresh. And then like I get to my room and I realize it's like 3:30 in the morning. And so I'm like ready to go. And I still have like 3 hours left. And mind you, I went to sleep at maybe like midnight. And so I'm just like, fuck. Cause you know what it's like when you're like fully clean
Yeah.
and like refreshed and you're ready to
Yeah, you can't
go.
go you can't go back to
You
sleep.
can't go back to
Fuck.
sleep. I remember my roommate like woke up and was just like watching me like do like frantically like get dressed and stuff. And he just like didn't say anything. And so if I look at my like phone, I'm like, wait, it's only 3:30. He's like, yeah, man, why are you up? I'm like, you didn't say anything. I'm like, God damn it. You're the worst roommate ever. Shout out to Nick.
Uh, um, the crazy thing. So when I was in the Marines, there was this dude, Asher, and he
Asher Roth, like the rapper.
no, Asher was his
Okay.
last name. The candidate Asher. So he woke so what we'd wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, go to reveille, and like, somebody would scream out reveille, reveille, and then everyone starts getting up, and then you have to, get in front of your bunk, right? Standing at attention. You make your bed standing in attention. Bro, this motherfucker woke up at like 2:30 in the morning because I guess he was just like you, just flipping out because he was losing his fucking mind. I've never seen a group of 50 plus men just want to beat one motherfucker. Yo, because by the time it got, because I was about like maybe 4 bunks down from him. All of a sudden, yeah, reveille, reveille. So I'm like, hey, up, da 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 da. No, and this nigga is standing fully dressed in front of his fucking bunk in full attention. And all of a sudden, it's like, then it starts slowly getting down the line. It's just like, guys, it's like 2 a.m. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
And then like the moans and groans and just people and anger that started coming out of everybody else in that room. I was just like,
The
oh,
moans.
Asher.
Why were there moans? No,
Like,
that's
yeah,
it just
there's more
groan. Just say
groans.
groan.
Okay, groans. Okay, the
Oh,
groans.
oh,
Oh,
oh, oh,
yeah,
it's your
Asher.
boy. Oh, Rockefeller.
Baby water in the bathtub.
Oh,
or,
Nicki
or
Minaj
baby in
trying
the
to come
bathtub.
after me. And Bay. And she don't know. Rock
Okay, all
Nation,
right.
baby. Bad
You
Bunny.
can stop. You can
Super
stop that.
Bowl.
You can please, please.
What does Jay-Z actually talk like? I've heard him do a few interviews, but like, he doesn't talk much. So I always think he's like, oh, Picasso, baby. All right.
Picasso?
The song. Anyways, listen. Oh, real quick about the Todd Depp scene. Whose clothes were like? Whose underwear was like on the fucking shower rod? Was that his mom's? Tati asked out loud. She's like, "Does he cross dress? Like, why is there woman underwear in that shit?"
Oh, hold on. He's a teenager. It doesn't necessarily mean he has his own bathroom. Well, he may have his own bathroom now that his brother's dead.
Oh boy, Justin. Um, I wrote down old school
Hey, yo.
computer. Oh yeah, because the teacher had the old school, Windows computer and shit. I remember those things. Um, I did write down when they take Alex in for questioning after he's found at the teacher's house, and he goes on
Mm.
that long rant about Def's design and shit. I would be like, "Yo, this kid snapped. We gotta we gotta like admit him to an institution.
Yeah, we'd be
Like
like,
he's
hey, Alex,
fucking at least for a psych
we're gonna
eval."
Yeah, like we're gonna get you the help you need. We're gonna get you the help you
He's like, you guys don't understand. Death's coming for all of us, man. It's like,
need. Dev's got a plan, man.
I mean, to be fair, okay, here's the thing about these movies. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna die at some point, right? That's just human nature. That's the circle of life, right? But the way that these people die in these Final Destination movies are like freakishly brutal. You know what I
Yes.
mean? No one should have to like watch their body be mutilated the way that these bodies are in this fucking movie series.
Well, it's also it's just like it's like why does death have such a vendetta? You know what I'm
Just
saying?
because I survived.
Yeah,
It's so pissed.
it's like oh you think you just gonna bypass death, huh? Hmm? Hmm? Like what is going on with death? Like
He does throw a tantrum.
yes. Like a crazy tantrum. It's like, oh, Alex is your savior, huh? Well, you know what? I'm deaf, motherfucker. Hmm.
I'm deaf, motherfucker. That was insane. That's
But
insane.
yeah, I don't get why he's so mad, or he or she or whatever the entity of death. It's just kind of stupid.
No, it's a
If you
guy.
really
It's a
think about
guy. It's like Death has incel vibes according to the Final Destination series.
it.
Like just
Well,
everyone's
I
gonna
mean,
get it.
yeah, the way that teacher got it, he was just like, hmm, hmm.
I did write when Alex is on the run after the whole like teacher death thing, and he's getting chased by the cops because Clear ran him out. He jumps on that boat. I was like, yo, this nigga like he's Huck Finn, just escaping. Like I'm like, what is going on? The third act gets kind of crazy with Alex
Yeah,
like
it
hiding out
does.
and going even like more insane. And then why the
But
fuck would
was
Clear be going on a walk with her dog and like she puts herself in danger. Like if you're getting similar vibes like Alex is, you need to stay yourself the fuck home too. You're
and
so
she, her stupid like she's really bad in this movie.
she is really bad. She almost
Really bad.
torpedoes the movie. She
Yeah,
she she because she's featured so prominently as a supporting character that she
yeah.
really, except for the final scene, she really does like almost drag down the movie. Um, yeah. Oh, did I mention that this is like the second DVD I ever bought? Like I bought. So my mom and I we went to Best Buy. We got a DVD player and we got Gladiator and we got this movie because I still remember
Mm,
putting this DVD in and like the flashy DVD menus and stuff. That was the
yeah.
time, man. The streamers don't do that shit no more.
No, no.
Like because he had the menu, bonus features. I remember like they had a deleted scene. So in the deleted scene, Clear and Alex actually fuck on that beach, and then she's pregnant in an alternate ending. They never go to Paris. She's like pregnant. They have a kid and shit. Yeah. And Alex
So
dies, I think, in the original cut. Alex
wait,
actually
so
he
she's
dies from the electrocution. She has a kid at the end.
so she's a teen mom.
Yeah, and Carter's like there to like
Amazing.
support her and stuff like that. It's a whole mess, but I understand why they completely cut that out and like did the whole epilogue in Paris.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a way better ending. Like the pop, like when Carter's like, so who's next, and the sign comes crashing down. Like the audience is
yeah.
like, fuck yeah, like because Carter isn't really redeemed. He's still an asshole by the end. So like the fact that
Yeah.
it's not like
And
you
he's
feel
saying all
bad
that.
that he's there.
He's
Yeah,
saying all that bullshit.
he really that character. I love it.
No, because he doesn't make any fucking sense. Like he doesn't make any sense. Um. So, Brandon, have you ever had a near death experience?
Yeah, I talked about it. I talked about the flight, talked about almost getting hit by a bus.
Oh well, yeah. I'm
I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, I've had a few near death experiences like in Boy Scouts and shit.
mm,
So
okay.
just random, like when he falls and he stops in front of that branch that's protruding and stuff. I had a fall
Yeah.
like that. I had something like that in Scouts where I could have really
Oh,
like I could have fallen off a cliff. Yeah,
oh, that's
I've
fine.
had some crazy shit, and also like just like traveling like in Peru where you're going to fucking Cusco and then like on these buses and like the tightest fucking roads and shit, like going up the mountain and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Mm,
because it's just one little thing can like make everything top. I think
yeah,
about that all
you're
the time in
done.
the subway,
True.
especially like the exterior tracks. They're like I know like they've been running for decades, right? For a long time. But like,
Well, but that makes it worse.
yeah, there's bound to be a time when like they finally fall off the fucking tracks.
Yeah.
Jesus
Making
Christ.
that turn and you just
I'm knocking on wood right now. Jesus.
yeah. stand clear of the closing doors. Ah.
I mean, that was what was freaky about Final Destination 3. I mean, folks, we're eventually going to review all these now that we're
Yeah.
starting with the franchise, but that ending on New York subway, that one was fucked up. Even though I don't think some of those deaths are as realistic as prior ones. I think that's what happens with this franchise. Is some of the deaths get so over the top and insane that you're
Yeah.
like, what? Whereas this one was like, yeah, I can see like a license plate like being shot because of a track,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the wheels on the train and stuff like that.
It's funny because like actually that happened to me that with a rock. Like
Oh yeah.
somebody ran over a rock like in the middle of the road, and the rock literally shut up and hit me right in the side of the fucking head.
Oh shit, yeah,
Had a
that could have been bad.
huge welt on the side of my head. Like I
I
was
think
fucking nuts.
I think that's how a character dies in like the Final Destination 5, I think. Like a lawnmower goes over a rock and it shoots into someone's face.
An eye or some
Yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. So I think I've told you about the car accident that I had in New
Yeah.
Jersey. Yeah, like that one was a near one. Actually, I don't know if you call this a near death experience, but I had a really weird fucking night 2 nights ago.
Okay.
So all right. So as you know, like I'm on this tour. I'm headed from Texas to Los Angeles, and I'm towing this truck behind me. This van. It's like It's a 1973 like VW, like one of those like little like mystery van,
Very
basically.
nice. Man.
Yeah. So like thing is is $100,000 plus. You know you know. Um. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden, like there's a big truck behind me, and he's flashing his lights at me. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm just like, all right, let me move into the right lane, let him get by. Right. So I move over, and then now he pulls up alongside of me and he starts flashing a flashlight. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I move over again. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? So then he pulls in front of me and then puts his signal on and starts to pull over to the side of the road. Now, mind you, I'm in fucking New Mexico right now. And it's completely black on either side, just like fucking the desert. And I'm just like, this is how you get killed. You ain't catching me on the side of it. Yeah, I'm not getting caught on the side of the road. And also, like, this is gun carrying spots.
Oh yeah.
So I pull, so like, I'm just like, nope, I just keep on going. And I get off at the next exit and I go to a very well lit gas station where there's people there. So he's following me, right? So I get into the parking lot, I get out of the car, and I'm ready. I'm ready just in case. But he pulls up and he's just like, hey, the cover on that car is coming off. And
Oh
it's like
yeah.
flapping, but it's like slapping the back of the thing is like, so long story short, me and this guy having a nice conversation, the Mexican dude, like really cool. But then as we're talking, another little small car comes driving up and they kind of boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like looking this but like going by really slowly and looking at the van. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? So then like we both kind of look at him. I was like, yeah, I don't like that. And the dude's just like, hey, just know like you got to be careful, especially with a van like this around here, like in New Mexico. Like stay away from Albuquerque. Like they will steal that. Like they will steal that and whatnot. I'm like, all right,
Nice van,
cool.
man.
So I'm clocking these people. Like they leave the parking lot and then they make a right and then they pull into a vacant parking lot and then they turn around and they're just sitting there with their lights on. I'm just like, what the fuck? So now, all the alarm bells are going off. So I extend my conversation with this guy as long as I possibly could. And they're still sitting there. Eventually, do what I got to do, get in the truck. I'm headed back to the highway. As soon as I pull out, they pull out fucking behind me. So I'm just like, fuck. So I'm heading west on the 10. And so I decide I'm gonna go east. I'm just gonna see what happens. Still right behind me. So like about a mile back, there was a hotel. I pull into the hotel parking lot, and I kind of like I'm gonna get out the car. I'm gonna see what the fuck is see what's gonna happen here. These guys go past, but then they slow down and they're watching me as I get out, and then like they pull off. So I'm just like, they're gonna come back and rob and steal this fucking car.
Yeah.
So what I did was I fucking waited like 10 minutes. I jumped back in the van and then I just tear off going west again. So I drove about another 3 hours to make sure that that I was good. And then I ended up getting to a fucking I ended up getting to like a gas station, gas up. And at this point, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I just pull around to like the big park where like the trucks are. And I just fell asleep there, woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then started driving the rest of the way, across the border into Arizona just to get to Phoenix so I can just, fall asleep. Bro, I drove that day for about like 13 fucking hours. The scary, it was just like, I'm on the run. I'm on the run from the cartel.
Yeah. Better run, run.
Bro, I was and being out here it's like, it's cool. It's not, it's not bad. But it's just like in that situation, it's like, oh, someone's clearly like they're looking for me. Like that shit is fucking. I can't imagine people if they clearly have someone after them, and they know it, drug money or whatever. It's like I don't know how you fucking deal. I don't know how they fucking deal.
Yeah, and so imagine those are actual people that you can see. Imagine death coming after you. You can't see death, right? This movie actually originally was conceived as an episode of The X-Files, inspired by the episode Soul Survivor. And then the writer's first draft actually featured adults, but New Line Cinema changed them to teens at the success of Scream. And the survivors were originally strangers, but rewritten as a high school class. I think that was a good move. That was effective. Let's see. I'm looking at more Lluvia, our producer's research and trivia she pulled. Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and Jessica Biel were considered for roles. That's very
all of those people would be better than this cast.
Jesus. All right. I thought it was fine. Clyde
No,
Baker.
I thought they were trash.
Clyde Baker of Hellraiser fame was the first choice of the directives. Glad we didn't get that because we would have had niggas losing their skin and all that kind of fucking weird shit that crazy psychopath did. I'm never watching another Hellraiser movie. I swear to God, Lluvia. If you put Hellraiser 2 on the list, I'm not watching.
Put it on the list.
I'm not.
Put it on the list.
I promise you all, I'm not watching those movies. So we can put them on the list, but Justin, you're just gonna be talking to me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not recapping shit. I'm not talking about anything.
Brandon,
I'm just gonna be listening.
I hope you know that I will show up at your house and I will force you to watch it.
You're not gonna show up at my house and force me to do anything, nigga. You're gonna end up dead like in the Final Destination.
You got guns, nigga? You got guns, nigga?
Well, I mean,
you got guns?
I shouldn't actually say you had to find out.
Y'all niggas bust your guns? Hell yeah, we bust our guns.
Man, can I tell you, when I first heard that song, I knew it was aggressive, but I didn't know how graphic it was until I got older and I got understand it. Because I'm listening I'm 9 years old. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about busting the guns.
No, hey, south, hey, east, hey.
I didn't know it was about it's a fucking parallel. It's talking about gun violence and also busting nuts. It was insane. Rough Riders were fucking crazy. That album was insane. That whole compilation album was fucking nuts. Bro,
anything which is adjacent with DMX was insane back in the day.
Drag On and shit. I was like, who are these niggas?
Yo, fucking still, I think the most ridiculous and infamous line I ever heard in a song was, I got blood on my hands and with no remorse. I got blood on my dick because I fucked the corpse. I'm a nasty nigga. I'm like, yes, you are.
All right. Okay, let's do some letterbox reviews our producer pulled up for us so we can wrap up this podcast episode. Again, folks, if you enjoy what we do, please go to patreon.com/mediapopcorn. Subscribe to any of those tiers that helps keep the lights on this podcast. So Josephina from Girl on the Shore wrote, if only Mark Wahlberg had been on the plane, none of this would have happened. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Zeusaban wrote, 2 guys pooping together. No judgment, no shame, just normal, everyday besties things. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I've never shit next to my friend. Never.
Yeah.
Never done that. Ian wrote, I don't know what about you guys, but I was cheering against them the whole time. Go deaf. Just choked them all already. 2 out of 5 stars. Jay wrote, I would have gotten off that plane the second I heard the baby crying. I'm sure the Grim Reaper will understand. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then Greg wrote, y'all trying too damn hard. I would have just killed myself. 2 out of 5 stars. Jesus Christ. And then Tibby, use of homophobic slurs, plane crashes, elaborate death scene, characters named Clear Rivers. They just don't do horror like this anymore. 3.5 out of 5 stars. They don't. They really don't.
They
This
don't.
shit was
They
insane.
don't.
This is the time. Early 2000s.
Very
This
valid.
is the time. All right, Justin. Break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. Brandon, we watched the 2000 American supernatural horror film, Final Destination. What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a large. I think it's a very effective horror film. Like, some of the performances are very uneven, especially Ali Larter's. I understand your beef with Kurt Smith and like the whole Carter character and stuff like that, but this is a good, representation of the times. I think that it's a very solid, debut for this horror franchise. And I like how it's surprisingly pretty grounded, even though it's like a pretty insane premise, and the deaths are completely cuckoo bananas. But I still find it incredibly entertaining. I think a lot of the death scenes are very effective. I think the jump scares are very effective, and so that's what you want out of a horror film, right? You want to be shocked, you want to be scared, you maybe want to giggle a little bit, and you want to maybe piss your pants like Carter does after he gets saved with the train thing. You have to look, but like he has a huge piss stain on his pants. It's hilarious. Justin, what's your rating?
I don't know why you're looking at that guy's dick.
I'm not looking at his dick.
No, it's okay, Brandon. Look at his dick. It's okay. Be yourself, baby. Be yourself. I'm gonna give this a medium. While yes, it is like, a pretty different kind of spin on the horror genre, and he did some really fun things here and some really cool deaths, and to a degree, over the top, but cool. I do think that this is a little just like at points, it's like, what do we got? What do we got going on here? And the uneven performances in this film, and some of the characters are just a little bit out of control. But still, at the same time, it is a good watch. And it's if someone's just like, hey, what's a horror film that I could watch that I think that you think I'll like? Final Destination is one of those series where you're just like, yeah, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah, it's
a medium.
It's a fun time, baby. Fun time. And you know where else you can get a fun time? On all the Medium Popcorn platforms. You can follow us at Medium Pete Podcast and all the social media platforms. Go to youtube.com/Medium Popcorn Podcast. Press that subscribe button so you get alert about all future reviews and celebrity interviews on that channel. And if you want to follow me specifically, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads. FrodoBlackens.com for show dates. I got a bunch of drunk Black history stuff happening this month, as well as some other stand-up shows popping up here and there and stuff like that. So be sure to check that out again at FrodoBlackens.com. And Justin, how can people follow you as well as support the show financially, my brother?
Well, guys, you can follow me at JBrownDid on all the social media platforms, but you can also follow this show on Patreon. Patreon.com/Medium Popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, $15 packages. All of our backlogs are on Patreon. We have so much content on Patreon. It is in your best interest to be on Patreon. Also, send us a little coffee, baby. ko-fi.com/Medium Popcorn. Show us some love, baby. Drop us a little donation.
Yeah. Help us out.
The money.
We do. Come on, everybody. It's 2025. We know times are rough, but Lord, help us out any way you can. Or just leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast application, particularly Apple Podcasts if you can, because we'll read the review on the episode, on a future episode and stuff. Come on now. It's been a while since we got some 5-star reviews. Okay?
Yeah.
Help us out. We'll help you out by bringing you the laughs and letting you know what movies to watch and what movies you can save your money on. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your time, because you never know when death gonna come for you. Because you don't
want to mess with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you say.
You got it. You got it.
You don't want to fuck with that.
You think the same thing.
Insane. That's such a great. That nigga doesn't even work there, probably. He just.
He lives in the walls.
Peace.